Subaru 15 2.0 SE Premium 2018 Review. This is the new, second-generation model of the Subaru 15, the Japanese brand's smallest SUV, sampled in Europe for the first time ahead of UK sales beginning in January 2018. You know what you're going to get with Subaru, and there are no surprises here. The 15th combines all-wheel drive, boxer engines and boxy design, as pretty much all of its predecessors have since the brand arrived in the UK 3 decades ago. As such, it will seem reassuringly familiar to the company's small but loyal customer base, although it will likely struggle to exert a broader appeal among more lifestyleish crossovers. No matter, Subaru is keen to stress that the 15th should still be considered a proper off-roader rather than a pretend one. As such, it has good ground clearance, permanent all-wheel drive instead of a part-time system, and hill descent control as standard. That's enough to stand out as something close to a USP in this segment these days. Although its design looks very similar to that of the old 15, this car is almost entirely new, in terms of structure at least, sitting on the same Subaru global platform that underpins the new Impreza. As such, it's stronger and considerably safer than its predecessor, having recently received one of the highest NCAP scores recorded to date. The mechanical side of the package is more familiar. There are only two engines to choose from, both naturally aspirated petrol boxers. Subaru's soon-to-die horizontally opposed diesel won't be offered. The entry-level 1.6-liter has just 110 bhp, while the 2.0-liter makes a more respectable 151 bhp. While there's still much to like about the 15th, including the fact that Subaru is one of an ever-decreasing number of car makers to offer something truly different, there are some fairly substantial flaws as well. Principal among those is the powertrain. There's no surprise that the entry-level 1.6-liter is gutless. Subaru admits to a yawning 13.9 seconds 0 to 62 miles per hour time, and on the road, the engine lacks both punch and sparkle. Overtaking moves that would be effortless in almost any other car become marginal in this 15. Subaru acknowledges that its appeal will be limited, reckoning it will likely take less than 20% of British 15 sales. And although the 2.0-liter unit is better, it's still not very good. It lacks the low-down torque of its turbocharged rivals, at the last count, all of them, and needs to be pushed hard to deliver good acceleration. The motor sounds loud and surprisingly harsh when extended, with none of the oral appeal that used to characterize Subaru's products. It takes a perverse talent to make a boxer engine sound this ordinary. The gearbox is decent by CVT standards. That's faint praise indeed, but despite having 7 programmed ratios to try and make it feel like a conventional automatic, it still suffers from slurred changes under harder use and slushy reactions that negate the engine's crisp responses. This is particularly noticeable off-road, where it becomes hard to regulate speed when trying to crawl over lumpier obstacles. As we've said, though, there are still plenty of good things about the 15th. It handles with a tidy competence and a lack of slop. Understeer is resisted impressively well for something a car of size and shape, and the all-wheel drive system finds impressive traction even when asked to deal with mud and snow. This 15 is much more refined than its predecessor at cruising speeds and rides extremely well, too, soaking up broken surfaces at speeds that would shake most crossovers to pieces. It's practical, too, with decent space in both the front and back as well as a well-proportioned boot. The interior design still feels pretty old-fashioned, but materials feel a measure plusher than the scratchy ones in the old 15. The eyesight system works well, too, spotting obstacles and reacting without ever seeming over-keen.